And he goes back and he speaks the same words. Take this cup of suffering past me. Let it remove itself from me. You've seen them out there. You've seen them sleep. Why should I die for them? Nevertheless, not what I will, but let your will be done. And he goes out and finds them again asleep, for their eyes were heavy, and then they did not know what to answer him. For he said the same exact thing. Simon Peter, are you sleeping? Can you not pray for me 1 hour? And the Spirit says, for the spirit is willing and the flesh is weak. For watch and pray lest you enter into temptation. The Spirit is encouraging the disciples, while the flesh is speaking out against their actions, which are actually true. Can you not pray with me? When Christ was showing us that there's a battle inside of him. And he goes and he prays again the same prayer. Take this cup of suffering from me. This is 3 rounds he went through it. 3rd round. And the Spirit says, nevertheless, not what I will, but let your will be done. To you who are battling in yourself, you trust and know that God's powerful, but your flesh is pointing out every possible way, every possible reason why you should abandon the will of God. Listen to what your flesh is saying. Listen. He says, take this cup from me. That's verse 36. But look what he said in verse 33. He says, Mark says, he began to be troubled and deeply distressed. Then he says, my soul is exceedingly sorrowful, even to death. Stay here and watch. The Spirit is telling them. The Spirit is saying to you, we are troubled inside. There's a division inside. There is distress inside. There is sorrow, and there's sorrow inside. We are battling inside. And the flesh says, God, remove this from me. Do I got to go through all this pain to become what you want me to become? Or to do what you want me to do? But the Spirit says, not my will, let your will be done. And then the flesh gives you reasons why you should not continue. Simon, are you sleeping? Could you not watch 1 hour? Look at these individuals. Look at these imbeciles. Look at these scumbags. Not even staying up and praying with me. But your Spirit is saying, encouraging words. Trust in God. Know that He's right. Trust in all His power. For it disperses Abba, Father. All things are possible for you. See, the flesh to you is spirits who are on the verge of your breakthrough, or who are about to be on your verge of the breakthrough. You will have division. But God came to tell me to tell you today, when that division happens, yes, you might be sorrowful, distressed and troubled in every possible way. Yes, the natural might be telling you one thing, but it has no power or insight on the invisible. He said, tell them to say this, Paul, every time they're faced with this, and this too should pass. For it's not my will, but the will of God. To tell them to say, Paul, for the Spirit is willing, but the flesh is indeed. Tell them to say, I am strengthened through Christ. To tell them to say, cast all our cares upon the Lord. All those who are heavy laden burden, cast cares upon me, take upon my yoke, for it's easy to bear. You're facing division, and it's okay. God understands. It indicates that you are closer to your purpose with God. Now, if I know about myself in this video, I want nobody to check with me because it skips at 20 minutes. If you miss anything, just tweet me, Facebook me, YouTube me, and whatever you miss, I'll give it to you. That's for the experienced Christian. Your division in yourself, the constant struggle, constant battle in yourself indicates that you're closer. Now we know that Christ's Spirit won the battle For he walked up, he rose up, and he said, it is enough. The hour has come. Behold, the Son of Man is betrayed to the hands of the sinners. Rise, let us be going. The power of your spirit prevail. And to those who allow their flesh to defeat them, a just man has fell 7 times. And he got up every single time. The failure is not in a fall, but it is in the staying down. So you're closer. This is a teachable lesson. Let's turn to the book of Exodus 13. I mean, it's Exodus chapter 2. Oh, it's not I changed it. God's changing the temple. This is more slower. You know, facing a lot of things. I'm by myself, so it feels good. I'm God's present with me. I feel real great. You know, Spirit of God is on me. You know, so let's go. Exodus chapter 2, verse 11 through 14, and it reads as this. Now it came to pass in those days when Moses was grown that he went out to his brethren and looked at their birds and saw in the Egyptian beating a Hebrew, one of his brethren. So he looked this way, that way, and when he saw no one, he killed the Egyptian and hid him in the sand. And when he went out the second day, behold, 2 Hebrew men were fighting. And he said to the one who did the wrong, why are you striking your companion? Then he said, who made you a prince and judge over us? Do you intend to kill me as you killed the Egyptian? So Moses feared and said, surely this thing is known. Another type of division that happens in the body of a person. Not in the church body. The first one was in the body. This one is for the body of a person. Another thing happens is for new believers and baby Christians. You can be 40 years in the church, 40-year Christian, and still drinking the milk of the word. So this is for you. The reason why you are still a baby is because you have a division in yourself. And for you new believer, it's all right. We all been there before. It's all right. The division that we're going to focus on is the division of the identity of a person. The identity of a person is divided because they have yet to come to terms with who they want to be. The battle is between the sin nature and the Christian nature. Moses sees his Egyptian side beating down his Hebrew side. He walks up and he sees the Egyptian beating down on the Hebrew, his brethren. He was raised up as an Egyptian, knew the laws of the Egyptians, knew their gods, knew their customs. But he looked out and saw that his blood was running Hebrew. And he sees the Egyptian beating down the Hebrew. And he looks out and he sees the battle of identity. Who am I? He asks. And the Egyptian side rushed him and said, you're Egyptian. And the Hebrew said, you're Hebrew.